Kason.
Come on. Come on.
Your feet ain't hot?
Come on.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're already subscribed, I thank you for coming back. Today, if you haven't noticed by the thumbnail, I'm going to talk about how I am able to travel on a budget. Most of you know that I am a single mom. I have now 3 girls. So doing things that is budget friendly is always a plus for me. And a couple years ago when I first started traveling, I committed to myself that with me going to work every day, taking care of my household, the least I'm going to do is find time to let my hair down and travel. I've been at my job going on 16 years in September. So now it's time for me to start taking my kids on trips as well as enjoying trips as well. So the first tip that I give to you for traveling or taking multiple trips on a budget would be to plan in advance. Being a mom, I have to plan in advance. One thing I do is I look at the school calendar to see when they're in school, when they're out of school, especially for trips to where I'm taking them. Spring break this year just so happened to fall on a date. We have taken trips to where the kids were in school, and the benefit of that is when we go to these different places like Florida or something like that, 9 times out of 10 other kids are in school as well, so we don't have to deal with too much crowding. However, I don't want my kids missing school when there's times to when they don't have to be there or there's no school on that particular day. So planning in advance. Also, this particular trip that I'm going on in less than 2 weeks, I actually booked through one of my friends who is a travel agent, which I'll post her information in the description below. I also have another friend that I've known for years that also books travel. So what I did was I told her how many people wanted to go. I told her to help herself out as well. Like, honey, get your coins. It doesn't make me any difference. I opened it up and told her I created a page called Booked and Busy Gang, and because now myself and a group of people have been going away on trips on a yearly basis, I wanted to make sure that everybody was informed, because what you'll have is you'll get on vacation and see that first vacation pic. Oh, why you ain't telling me? Why you ain't taking me? Or something like that. Now nobody can sit up there and guilt you with that because you've opened that up to whoever. So that's a good thing to do as well. But back to my friend that's a travel agent. We contacted her in January and she found us a deal. And because I booked early, it was like $600. She said it required a $50 deposit, and the balance had to be paid by May 3rd. So what you can do is just double up on your payments. You can pay in full if you have that available to do so. But that's all inclusive. The only thing that it did not cover was the airfare, because I didn't want to create too much work for her. And what I mean by that is she lives in Atlanta. She has clients that are in this group now that are coming from all over the place. I'm not going to put that kind of work on her when she has a family of her own. She also works a full-time job. She does traveling as well. So everybody else was responsible for their own flights. And another reason why I did not have her include the flights into the prices is because you can make payment arrangements at a lot of the resorts and hotels, even on booking.com. Booking.com will allow you to book a place and pay when you get there. However, 9 times out of 10 airlines want that money up front. So if that's going to deter you from going because it's too much money now that you add into this flight, I would say, and you had the money to do one or the other, and you found that the flights were reasonable right now, jump on the flights, because the closer you wait to travel, the more expensive those flights are going to be. So I always try to hop on the flights. Now, if it's a situation to where I use this app called Hopper, and it gives you flight predictions. So as soon as you get on there, it'll tell you, like, say for instance, I wanted to go to somewhere like Arkansas. That's not on my bucket list, but if I wanted to go to Arkansas and I wanted to go in May might be all green, which shows that it's cheapest to go in that month. Like the average cost round trip might be $123. Now I'm making up these prices because I don't have the app in front of me, but that's a good tool. It'll also tell you that, like, on a daily basis, if you are linked to their notifications, it will say book now because we haven't seen prices this low in 4 months, or it'll say wait because we predict within the next couple of months the prices of these flights to drop down to X amount of money. So it's been pretty accurate. I go on there on a regular basis just to check out things. I have this trip that my flight is already booked for. However, I also have one coming up around my birthday. That's something to keep in mind, and that also goes along with the planning period. The type of travel you pick can help you save a lot of money. I have this trip coming up is now my second trip out of the country and my second all-inclusive. And the thing I like about the all-inclusive is that your food, your alcohol, beverages is all included. With us paying in advance, let's say for instance, I'm like, I gotta pay this off in January, and I pay that off. By the time the date for you to travel, like we're leaving this month, June, now I may have wiggle room to pay for my excursions. So even though you want to try to spend as less money as possible to have a best time, to be in the best place, you don't want to look budget friendly on vacation, if that makes sense. I want to live my best life, so I want to enjoy myself while I'm on vacation, or at least know that I can enjoy myself while I'm on vacation. So I took care of all my household bills a couple years ago because I work for a corporation, and my team they know when you're out or going to be out, because we have to use a vacation bidding process. And like I said, I've been at my job for 16 years now, so I pretty much am up there on the seniority chart, even though there's people that have more time than me. And someone asked me before, how are you able to take all these trips? And for me, honestly, my money gets spent on my kids, my household, and that's it. Trips are once, sometimes 3 times, 4 times a year. However, I budget for that. Like, I don't eat out all the time. I'm not at the happy hours, and that's my personal preference. I'm not knocking anybody who chooses. But if traveling is something that you want to look forward to doing or start doing, look at your budget. Be real with yourself. Like, me having 3 kids, I go to work. I don't always have the opportunity to work overtime, and if I do, the max is 4 hours because I have 3 kids. Like, the weekend is the time that I look forward to spending with my kids. So look at your budget, see what you're wasting money on. If I bet you're spending $50 a week eating out or going to happy hour. So if it only costs you $50 to book and you want to go on vacation, that's on you if you're not taking advantage of going on vacation. In addition to planning around, since we have been doing girls trips now for a while, it may not be the same group of people, but one thing I like to do is at least give everybody a year's worth of time to prepare for this trip. So, like I said, if you're given the option to make payments, you have a year to pay that off. So even if it's $700, you could sit up there and commit to paying $100 a month, or $50 every 2 weeks, or $50 by week, like bi-monthly, or once a month, or however you want to do it. Like, there's ways to travel, have a good time on a budget. a lot of people are just mismanaging their money. And even though I have 3 kids and I have a household and things like that, I still have stock that I'm invested in. I have a 401k. So it's not like I'm not thinking about the future. Like I said before, this is just something that I made the agreement to. It's something that I like to do. It's a stress reliever for me. It gives me something to look forward to. I'm taking a trip every year. What else can I tell you guys that helps me? Oh, so like when you go to separate places, okay, so we've gone to Florida a few times. I've gone with just me and my kids. I've gone with one of my best friends, and I've gone with a group of people. Because it's in the States, I ended up finding a house for us to rent, and the house was able to fit up to 15 people. We all had our own room, our own headquarters. The kids had their own room. It had an indoor pool, and it really cost less than what it would have cost for a hotel. It was in a gated community down right in Orlando. It was really close to Disney, Universal, things of that nature. So do your research. Like, I'm one of those type of people that I'm looking at the pictures. If I see 25 pictures of the lobby and 1 picture of the bedroom, in my mind, that hotel is a little bit sus. I need to see more pictures of the bedrooms. I'm turned off by the floral covers. To me, that's just outdated. And I immediately start itching just looking at it as a figure of speech. But I get grossed out by that kind of stuff. So just look into it. With the house that we were able to rent in Florida, it did come with a kitchen. We did grocery shopping. Everybody pitched in. It was really affordable. The most that we spent was going to the theme parks. So that's an option as well. When we went to Dominican Republic as a group, we rented a house there as well. And I think we paid $78 for 5 days per person. That did not include the airfare. However, you don't mind purchasing your airfare when you get something that cheap. And where I live is pretty close to some major airports. We have the Philadelphia airport, you have Newark, New Jersey, you have New York. So when we went to Dominican Republic, we had no problem getting on and Baltimore as well. We had no problem driving to New York, making a day trip out of it, and enjoying our flight because it was hundreds of dollars cheaper. So we still had money coming back from the tolls and whatever gas you would have thought to put in. So just playing around. Be open to doing things at any cost. I also pick times to when I really wanted to go to Costa Rica. So with me, I haven't locked in a particular place for us to go next year, but I will within the next week or two. I was looking at DR, but it's too much crazy stuff going over there. And even when we went last time, you could just you don't always have to use a travel agent. For me, it worked out for me because I was only required to put down a $50 deposit, and then the rest had to be paid within 30 days of us leaving. Some sites that I do like to check on pricing, and even if I reach out to a travel agent to pull prices for me, I'm still looking at Booking. I'm still looking at Cheap Caribbean. I'm still looking just to make sure that things are affordable for me. I'm not counting nobody else's pocket, but I want to make sure that I'm able to commit. I'm able to adhere to the terms that they're offering and go from there. So that's something to keep in mind. Sometimes it works out, like Book It has deals on a daily basis, and sometimes they will run things to where you only got to pay half the price or 75% off or book for $1 down. However, they may tell you that you have to have it paid off in 6 equal payments. Those 6 equal payments may be the cost of, get that out of her mouth. The 6 equal payments may be the cost of what you can find somewhere else. So you have to do your research, and that's another reason why having it be at least a year in advance gives you more than enough time for people to make their payments, people to commit, people to get added on, and things of that nature. So I just wanted to give you all those quick little tips, and I'm sure once I post this, I will think of more. If you have any questions, if you would like to get added to the group, Book Them Busy, to find out where our group is going next. Everybody on there does not go. We do girls trips and family trips. However, if you see a deal and you want to bring along your spouse, you're not committed to just spending time with a group. Like I always say, unless I didn't book the house and I invited my friends for, I have no control. Once you spend your money, I have no control over what you do with your vacation, for the simple fact you're paying, you do what you want to do. So that's how I am. Sometimes we'll meet up for dinner, but a group of people will want to do a different excursion. Those are the options that you have. So again, if you would like to get added to that group, it is on a Facebook. So if you don't have Facebook, comment below and I'll try to let you guys know or post here what we're doing for the next year, as well as I do have travel agents that are in that group as well. So when they post different deals, I'll make sure to add that as well. So thank you for listening to this whole video. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe and share if you care. If not, I will see you next time. Thank you and have a great day.